Juan Delmas, welcome to Salty Chats. Juan Delmas, welcome aboard. How are you?
Hey, Ricardo. All good, and you, man? Thanks for the invite.
It's a pleasure to have you on Salty Chats. Juan Delmas was a student of mine. He did the bareboat skipper course, and later I invited him to do a boat delivery. Actually, the boat is the school boat now at Swan. We brought together the Swan from Trieste, Italy, with Jane, a crew of 3. Remember that trip, Juan?
Yeah, it was a really nice trip, actually. We had some trouble on the way that made me go down off the boat, but it was quite nice, man. It was my first experience of long sailing, many days in the water, night shifts. Really, really nice.
Great. So, Juan, how did it start? Where did you start to feel the appeal to go for sailing? So, why did you join the course? And share with us a little bit, please.
My sailing experience, I think everything started like in the south of Chile. Every time in the summer we went with my family to a lake house of my grandfather, and he had there a little boat, the Vagabond, or like a 4-meter boat or something, and I started sailing with it since I was a kid, maybe 10 years. With my little cousin, we went out every day, but just for fun, no one taught us how to do it really. And we were just going out. We had many incidents. Sometimes when our parents went out for shopping and there was stormy, we went out many times. The boat capsized and ended up in the shore, and it was really fun. That was for sure my first experiences. And then I think that transformed a little bit. I'm a surfer also, so I'm really connected with the ocean. I love going to the ocean. And then I guess it started to transform into looking for freedom, no? Like looking for a boat and being able to go wherever I want and not having to pay a flying ticket or stuff like that. So yeah, adventure, seeking for freedom and adventure, I guess it's the impulse.
And then you join a course. Do you remember some stuff about that course? Some fun part or not so fun part? You can tell
the course I did with you, even.
Yes.
Yeah. No, it was really nice. Like I before doing the course, I had this is a kind of experience a little bit on how to handle a boat, but I didn't have any experience of navigation. I didn't know how to plan a trip or how to do long time sailing or manage a bigger boat. So yeah, I was in Berlin. My girlfriend's from there, so I was living there at the moment, and I decided it was time already to do the course. So I looked online, I found you, and it was like a really nice opportunity. It was a good price, and doing it in Portugal. I'd never been to Portugal before. And then I also saw that you had a NPO for ocean conservation, and it was like I was doing the same at the moment. So I was like, yes, we must have a good connection, and I just did it, no? And I learned a lot, actually. After that, actually, just after the course, we went on this delivery. It gave me a lot of experience, and after that, I jumped on to charter a boat on my own with some friends, and we did it nine friends in a 45-foot Elan impression it was, and no one had any experience on sailing, just me after your course. So it must have worked, no?
That was in Croatia, problems, right? So.
Yes, that was in Croatia. It was really fun. We couldn't understand how cheap it was to rent a boat of this size in a place like that. We ended paying less than it would be to pay for a hostel. It was like 110 euros a week each, and we had this amazing boat, and everyone was so stoked, no? And I think that was also a trigger that later kept my decision for buying a boat, no? Like feeling I was the captain of the boat. I never felt that before, and it was really nice.
So when you really decide, okay, I'm gonna start looking for boats and I'm gonna buy a boat.
Oh, it was a long process. Like the first time I was thinking of buying a boat was maybe 5 years ago. I was living in Australia, and I was like, oh, it would be really nice to have a boat. I was always talking to a Argentinian friend who was kind of a skipper, a bit of a pirate, but we were all the time talking, oh, it would be really nice to have a boat, would be really nice to have a boat. And since then, I was all the time looking for boats. I actually auctioned one boat in Australia for $10,000, and the guy called me like, hey man, you won the auction, so come pick up the boat. And I didn't even have money, so it was, oh sorry man, it was a mistake. But the bug already bit me, so since then I've been always looking. But after doing the course, it was like, okay, now I have the experience. I could manage, before it was only dreams. And yes, after making the course, I was in Spain, and all the coronavirus hit, so it was like nothing was really working good. So I took the decision. I said, okay, now it's time. I have to do it. It's now or never. Maybe in a while I will be engaged in something else. So now I'm free, and I did it. I started looking for boats online. I looked in Italy, in Australia, also in the States, in Florida. There was many cheap boats, but they were not really good taken care of, until I found that Sweden was the place to buy the boat. And yes, I was looking for a few options. I had like 4 options in my mind. I was the whole month looking every day on the website. I knew every boat that was out for sale, until I took the decision and went to Sweden. Um, and yes, was quite an experience. I just flew to Sweden in the middle of the pandemic. Was quite different from how it was in Spain. In Spain, it was everyone wearing masks and everything was super strict. In Sweden, it was like nothing happening. You could take a bus, no one with masks, and so it started like a weird experience. And then I was looking for these boats, meeting the owners. It was old people, and I ended up finding the one that I chose. You want to hear like the story of how it was properly, or am I
Of course,
talking
of
too
course. No. Tell us. It's
Yeah.
quite a
It was
interesting
funny.
story.
Like I was, yeah, no, it was quite interesting actually. I was looking for the first boat that I had on the list. It was a Vindu 40, really beautiful boat. I don't know if you know it. It's like a Swedish-made boat from the 80s, 70s, like all wooden, like amazingly beautiful boat. And I went to it. It was like looking really nice, and I almost got in love with the boat. But then the owner was like, okay, the engine is not working really good. Like if you go a little bit too fast, it can overheat. So I was thinking like, man, the boat is beautiful, but if I wanted to bring it to the Mediterranean, it maybe it's gonna be a hassle. So I came out of the boat like, oh, I don't know what to do, and then I saw an old guy, like 75-year-olds maybe, like cleaning his boat. And I talked to him, hey man, do you know where I can find a mechanic to come check this boat? And he was like, oh man, come on, let's have a talk. And he was telling me like, man, I don't recommend that you buy this boat because it's not trustworthy. It can leave you anywhere. It's a beautiful boat, but don't be judged by appearances and stuff like that. And then he told me like, hey, I have a friend that he has a really nice boat for you, and maybe he will want to sell it. And so he called this friend, and I was in his boat. We were drinking a coffee until this guy came, and he was like really old, walking slowly. And I say hi to him. In the first second, he asked me, hey, where are you from? I say, I'm from Chile. And he said, oh, Chile. Man, Victor Jara, Violeta Parra. And he started to talk to me about folkloric Chilean music, like that. I was really surprised that a Swedish guy knew about that. And in that moment, I kind of started singing to him a song of Violeta Parra because he mentioned it. It's Gracias a la Vida. So it was like, oh, gracias a la vida, que me ha dado tanto. It's like, thanks for life that given me so much. It's a beautiful, beautiful song. And he was like, oh man, like you're the guy, so come on. And we went to his boat, and all the day looking. I mean, we arrived to the boat, and I was like, okay, I'm not gonna be able to get this boat. It's for sure out of my budget. It was like really well taken care of. And anyways, we were looking for the boat, looking at it, and then he invited me to his place, talking and talking. Then the next day I came back again because he didn't want to sell. And I was like, man, it would be really nice that you give a second life to your boat with me, and trying to convince him. And then one day he told me like, man, I don't want to sell my boat, but if I sell it to someone, it's gonna be you. And I was like, okay, we're moving on. And then he told me that the first time that he heard the song that I sang to him in the first 30 seconds that we talked was 30 years ago. And since he heard it from the first time, he knew he wanted to have that song in his funeral, man. He told me. So he told me like this was such a great connection and stuff like that. And then he decided to sell the boat to me. And then I was like really happy. But a day after that, I was like trying to get my money and everything. And he called me and he said, man, I talked with my children, because the boat is almost another son of mine. So it's brother of my sons, and they don't want to sell. So I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to sell the boat. I was like, no, man. I was like really, really, really sad, man. Almost crying. It was funny. But then I came back to Berlin, and then he gave me a call like, oh, I convinced my family, so we want to sell the boat to you. So I went again, and I did it. I bought the boat. That's kind of the story. And that's and that's the reason that I'm calling the boat Violeta now, actually, because of all the story of Violeta Parra and how I met the boat.
It's a beautiful story, and it's almost a love story. So congratulations.
Yes,
For
I fell in
Violeta.
love with this man. Like when I went again with Mara, with my girlfriend, to actually buy the boat, we were so welcomed by the man. Like he lent me his car for a whole week. He had a really nice dinner prepared in the boat for us, like a bottle of wine. It felt like he was our grandfather or something, like really nice. And until the day of now, he's taking care of the boat. The boat is in the land, like 3 minutes away from his house. So he's going every week and taking care of it and checking and turning on the heating to keep the moisture out, and God knows what, but it's really nice, really nice.
Beautiful story. And now, next, you're gonna sail with that boat. You have a great plan. So share with us, please, your plan. You're gonna what you want to do next with the boat.
Yeah, the only thing that I have clear for now is the destination. I want to bring it to the Mediterranean. Mara, my girlfriend, has a house in Spain, so we want to be able to get to her place in Denia. So yes, the plan is a bit uncertain for now, but the idea would be to sail it all around Europe. So crossing the Kiel Canal, then the English channels, then all the coast of Spain and France, and then come through Portugal, visit you, and get into the Mediterranean through Gibraltar. But yeah, I was telling you that I don't have much experience, but I was looking in forums, and there's like a huge community online of people helping people that sails. And I was asking, and there's many people also suggesting me to do the route through the canals, through the Dutch canals. So I'm still researching, but the plan is to bring it to the Mediterranean. Yes.
Well done. Seems a nice plan. So, Juan, you are at the moment in Chile, south of Santiago, right?
Buchupureo.
Well done. And
this is in a small town.
And now at the moment
small town called Buchupureo. It's
we have a bit delay.
A bit of a delay, no?
Yes. So, but now I'm showing you your Instagram, and please add some comments to those beautiful images. You have such a great pictures here. Where is this, Juan?
Yeah, nice. Thanks for the compliment. But for some time I was interested in photography, and I was traveling a lot all these pictures that you can see there are in Chile, in Chilean Patagonia. And that's such a beautiful place. Natural inspiration everywhere. And that was in a trip that I did with my camper van, like 3 months in Patagonia. That's in a national park called Conguillío. No, no, Pumalin National
Pumalin.
Park. It's a beautiful reserve. Yes, really nice. All these pictures are in Patagonia. There is one there that you told me, the one of the boat, no? There is a nice sailing story also in between. That's in Jainimeni National Park. Yeah, all that is like South Patagonia, volcanic landscapes, huge trees, like really untouched nature. That's beautiful.
Is this
you?
You
should go. Everyone should know this place. Yeah, actually. Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's me. That's in Australia.
Nice.
And that times
Nice
was
picture.
when I was thinking of my first times of buying the boat. Yes, that was
Great
7
picture.
years ago or something.
So there's a boat in here. Not much about boats,
Yes,
but I believe
not
soon.
much about boats.
I believe soon
Yes.
you're gonna start to post more about boats. Hopefully.
Yeah, for sure. I will have to. Now, if you go a little bit more up, there's one of a boat of one sailing trip we did to Patagonia. That one.
This one?
That was also, yes, was a really interesting thing. I met a guy in Australia, a guy from Chile that I never talked to him too much, but I had him on Facebook. And one time he posted on Facebook like, hey, my father is looking for someone to help him move his boat from Chiloé, which is a big island in Patagonia, to another place down south, like 500 miles or something. So someone wants to join, and I was free. I didn't have much to do. I had a lot of time, so I said, okay, come me in. So I went with his dad, like a guy. Was like a really nice boat, and we went to that place actually. That place is in the island of this guy. The guy had a lot of money, and he bought this island about 5 years ago. It's 1,000 hectares in the middle of archipelago in Patagonia. That's also there. Beautiful island. So he never been in the island before until we went sailing there. So we arrived to the island, and it was so dense, the forest, that you couldn't even walk 500 meters, We started walking 200 meters trying to explore what was in the island, and there was no way to keep on walking with him. Also, he was like 70 years old. So after that, he hired me actually with another guy we met also sailing to go again and build hiking trails in the island. So we were in this island like three weeks building the trek that lead you to these places that you can see in the pictures. So it actually would be a really nice destination to go if I manage to bring the boat to Chile after bringing it to the Mediterranean to get to that island. It has such a beautiful sheltered bay that you can anchor there. You tie yourself to the trees and super shelter. You have dolphins coming in, even whales we saw in the bay of the island. It's such an amazing place.
So this was this should be my last question. If you would be keen into sailing the boat to the south of Chile, and your answer is yes. So remember me if you're taking the boat there. I want to do that trip with you, please.
Yeah, that would be really nice. Like it would be nice if I can do it, but we'll see, because I plan to start from Sweden when the weather allows. So I guess maybe starting June or mid-May or something, and bring it to the Mediterranean. And I plan to gather experience in that trip. And in October, November, I would try. I mean, I would make the decision of keep on sailing or maybe sell the boat. And if I keep on sailing, the destination would be Atlantic crossing and eventually bring it to Chile. So if we manage, for sure we should go to that island. And if you want to come, you're more than welcome. The help will be needed.
Thank you very much, Juan. Thank you very much for sharing your plans and your experiences. I'll be waiting here for your visit. If you need some help bring the boat down, let me know. I will join you. And once again, thank you very much, and good luck for your trip and for your sailing plans, and all the best.
Thanks for inviting me, man, and for sharing the experience. And of course, you're welcome. And if someone is hearing and wants to go sailing next year, maybe they can sign up, because I'm gonna be needing hands on the sails, man.
Well done. Thank you very much, Juan. This was Salty Chats with Juan Delmas, a great inspiration for all of us.